This is the Renewable Radio, sponsored by the Hale Group. So for the people who obviously have businesses like that and they have to hit net zero, what would you say they should be looking at with regards to solar?
Well, as I said, it comes down to that usage again, I suppose. So, and what that that cost and what that offset can be. Having panels in a field or on a big barn or something like that.
Or industrial units.
Industrial units, yeah.
Like some units.
And there's different things we can do these days too, where you can go down that CapEx model where you're buying the system outright.
Yeah.
Or there's other systems where you can actually put it on fully maintained for the next 20 years. You go into an agreement with some investors that will put it on for free.
Yeah.
But the system is fully maintained and they're getting the benefit. They're actually acting like acting like they're actually electricity companies. So you're actually buying the electricity
from them.
So at a much cheaper rate. It could be down to 12.
So if you have a business and you're in a commercial unit, you can actually get solar installed on your unit for free and pay less on electricity, and it's completely financed.
That's correct, and maintained. So
maintained.
So over that course of the period, if a panel goes or whatever, they're back straight away because they're getting the best out of the investment they can get as well. The investors.
So let's talk a little bit of numbers by here. So how much are these companies paying for a unit now, roughly?
As in
commercial.
So it's come down quite a bit. Probably a year ago, people were locking in for 60p a unit.
So 60p a unit, and they can get a fully installed, potentially, I think it's got to be, what's the minimum it has to be for something like that?
It has to be sort of over that 80 kilowatts.
I think 80, 100 kilowatts. So potentially that could be...
fully funded,
like a 500 panel system or 1,000 panels on a roof. And they can have 1,000 panels on a roof, fully funded, pay less for their electricity,
and not cost them a cent,
and not cost them a penny.
That's correct.
Wow.
Any upgrades that need to be done to
fully maintained
junction boxes or anything like that, it's all included in it.
It's all included.
And
that's a viable option now today.
100%. 100%. Yeah, we're in talks now with business partner at the moment. It's at 3 universities talking about that same model with them at the moment. So we've just done a big school up in Scotland that is, they're going ahead with that same sort of model.
This is schools, this is commercial properties, businesses,
hospitals, shopping
hospitals,
centres,
everyone. Farms is a big one.
Yeah.
Every business is going to have to hit this net zero target by 2050. So knowing what we know at the moment and knowing that these targets are going to be coming in, is there a better time to be putting solar on a property?
Now's the time. People can say, well, what's the technology going to be in 5 years' time? Is it better to do in 5 years' time? You've got to jump on at some point.
Yeah.
So, at the moment, it's the best it's ever been. And, moving forward, I'm sure it's going to change. It has in the last 10 years. So, but there's no time like now.
Yeah, I totally agree. And especially when we're talking industrial, commercial type of stuff, if you've got a massive roof or a massive field and you were going to have to hit this net zero target by 2050 anyway, then get a fully funded, fully maintained package now that can be supplied by an investor and reduce your electricity bill by potentially 60%.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? If you were paying 60, it's maybe not quite...
It'd be
it would be
60%.
Yeah, because if you were paying 60 pence and you're potentially going to be paying just over 15 now.
Even commercial rates now that people are locking in for, you're looking at that sort of 30p, sort of 32p.
That's 50%.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. So it's even a bit better, isn't it? 12p a kilowatt.
And that's fully funded, fully maintained, all the paperwork done. That's what would they have to do? Just inquire.
Yeah. Talk to us.
Yeah.
We'll be able to sort it.
Yeah. And on the installer side, everything's taken care of. They haven't got to put a deposit down or anything like that.
It's fully funded.
Yeah.
So it's all just
Yeah, wow.
It's just putting the agreement in place, and you sign an agreement over the next, might be 20 years, or that's sort of where it sort of starts.
Obviously, like it's got to be over the lifespan of the system, you know.
And even after that contract's up, you've got an option to buy the system outright for £1, for example.
Oh, really?
So you own it outright after
for £1
over that period. So
it's bonkers. You know, at the moment, sorry, man. Like at the moment, it's the best that it can be, I think, you know, especially with like the technology, with these big funds that are coming in place. It couldn't be a better time for renewables in general, but especially solar.
Yeah, especially solar. And as you see, like anything, I suppose, as you see, panel prices at the moment are the lowest they've ever been.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's a great time to sort of get involved with it.
Yeah.
But as you see electricity prices go north, then you're going to see the price of solar also do the same. Like
exactly.
That's how the world works.
Yeah, the more you're going to be getting a return on your investment. So like, if every property has to have panels in the UK, and probably only about 5% of the properties have it now, so we're talking about a 95% demand within this industry, then the prices are only going to go up, you know. Talking from like a gas perspective of when the combi boiler come out, you know, installations at the time was probably about 3-4 times more expensive than what they are today. You know, because the technology was new. It was groundbreaking technology, and that's where we are with the solar and renewable market at the moment.
100%.
So like prices will go up, technology will get better, but making a start as soon as possible, I'd say, is the best opportunity.
Exactly right. And the way you got to look at it too, like if these more solar that's put on roofs means that less energy is being bought from, you know, British Gas, EDF, all the rest of it. So they've still got to meet targets for their shareholders. So this is why that pushes prices of the electricity up also. It's just because there's not everyone's now reliant on the actual.
At the moment, they've got the purse strings and they are deciding what we have to pay. But the more we take a stand as a collective of people, as a whole, then we can have more of a say. And by going down the renewable energy route, like solar panels, heat pumps, and economical products, it gives us the power back to fight against them. Just the control, you know. So it's fantastic.
Yeah, it is. It's amazing. Mate, as I said, I love my job. I'm passionate about it. And
well, it rubs off, man. You know, and to the conversations that we've had, and I'm excited about it anyway. But like dealing with you and the team, you know, it really opened up my eyes really to everything with regards to the solar side, and you guys are doing a fantastic job, so thank you.
No, thank you. It's great.
So obviously when choosing the right company to come in and do any work in your property, like I always say to my customers, even if they just want us to do the work, I say, look, get 3 quotes, speak to everyone, try and get 3 visits to your property. Like some people only want to do an online visit, but that's a red flag straight away, you know, especially in the solar industry.
You need to see the property. You need to assess what's there, what's not there.
It's an assessment.
That's exactly right.
What I like to say to my customers, it's like a pyramid. So obviously you've got how quick they can do the work. You've got the quality of the work that a company can do, and then you've got the value of the job that you pay for, you know. So if you look at it on a pyramid style, you've got obviously the value of the job, so the price of the job at the top, and then potentially if it's an emergency in the boiler industry, for instance, you want it done ASAP.
A necessity, you need it.
It's a necessity. So like, the equation that I talk about with them is if you need it done ASAP and you want the quality to be the best because it's going in your home, you know, you add those and you've got the value, you know. So they they should work together. So I say to customers, like, do your due diligence in the company, look at their reviews, speak to the person, make sure they're knowledgeable, and then make an assessment from there. But take that pyramid, for instance, into consideration, you know. So on the solar side, I know there can be delays with G99s and things like that, or like the size of the system. But within that pyramid, what would you say to customers, or how do you say to customers to choose the correct company?
Do your homework, and as we talked about before, it's about those regulatory bodies to have them, you know, make sure that that's the accreditations there for the company you're looking at.
MCS, HICE, REC, NAPIT, or NICEIC.
That's correct. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So
Trustmark as well is another good one.
Yeah. And do your homework. Like, speak to 3 people. Do you know what I mean? Get them around. Get 3 people around your house. You're soon going to smell. You know, people are going to tell you different information. I suppose it could get confusing.
I like the way you changed what you was going to say.
You'll soon make your own mind up in that sort of thing. As I said, it's who you're going to get along with, who you're going to trust the most, I suppose, to carry out this work on your property. That's a decision that's going to come down to it. So yeah, definitely do your homework. And as I said, there's a lot of cowboys out there. There's a lot of good installers out there. So
it's picking the right ones, you know. Yeah. But like we talked about, so the information that they need to have is what size inverter, how much batteries, and not every inverter and every battery and every panel is the same. It might be like the same size or something like that, but as we talked about,
brand.
Ask about the warranties, ask about where the system's going to be.
How's it going to look on the roof? Where's the inverter going to go? Where's the battery going to go? You never want to put a battery outside unless it's in an insulated box, because what happens, these cold temperatures you get in the UK, it's going to bring the charge rate and the discharge rate of that battery down dramatically if we get below that sort of 8 degrees. So
there is something, like, I think all the main companies, it is a regulatory what's it called, standard that all these batteries should be working to. But obviously the colder it gets, and these get quite cold sometimes in December and stuff like that, it will have a little bit of an effect, you'd say?
100%. It just affects your discharge rate and your charge rate of the battery. So that's what you're losing out on. It's operating very minimally the colder we get. So, and
that'll affect your usage. Well, what's it called? How much you create,
your generation,
your generation.
So not so much from your panels, but it's going to affect how much of that energy the battery will be charging at what rate.
About time.
So that's your biggest problem. Having it say outside, for example. You know, some people like to put it outside on a wall because, you know, they want to show their friends how amazing it looks and all the rest of it. But realistically, you don't want to. You don't want it outside.
In some cases, that's going along. That's happening quite a lot. You know, that you are having batteries outside. Like, not every property in the UK you can have batteries inside, because some properties are not. But, are not built with the amount of storage to put somewhere inside. Space-wise, you know.
But even if it is outside, you know, or in a garage or anything, you just want to make sure you're making an insulated box, or getting a box that's insulated that you can put around the battery, so, you know, to give you some temperature control. Pretty much, so.
That's a good one. Like putting a bit of insulation in there and putting a cover over it. Because like at the end of the day, it's an electrical installation. Do you know what I mean? Yes, they are made to go outside, but, you know, like, it's sometimes just, especially in the UK, it's raining sometimes in the UK, you know. So and
all that weather's, you know, anything, whether it's your car, whether it's a battery, whether it's a push bike, you know.
Of course. So it does have an effect.
100%.
Talk to the installer about the plan. So like, even when you get in 3 different companies to come in and do a survey on your house, or your home or your business, speak to them individually about what their plan is for your installation, and then work out what suits you best. Would you say that's correct?
Yeah, 100%. And you want to look at what sort of roof tile you've got. That's depending on then what sort of roof hooks we use.
Yeah.
And whether we have to penetrate the tile or whether we're sliding the tile up. So
yeah,
it's all comes down to that. And like if we're penetrating the tile, you want to make sure that we're putting the right things in place to actually stop any leaks or any of that sort of stuff. Going on. So it's just all question asking, and the more questions you ask, the better it is. Like I love questions myself.
Yeah.
It shows
interested.
That's exactly right.
Yeah. So a plan, do your due diligence on the company, look at reviews. You want to have a good relationship with the surveyor. You want to feel a trust between the pair of you. Yeah. Anything else you think?
Yeah, you want to also know that the company after the installation are still going to be there to
aftercare.
Talk to. Do you know what I mean? So
aftercare is
massive. And it's something that isn't I don't know, done enough, I suppose.
I agree.
Because I speak
especially
to
in the
now.
Heating industry as well.
Yeah. And same with the solar industry, like it's just
chuck them in and
just
leave.
chuck them in and
it's
it's
wrong.
gone. It's done. I've got my
wrong.
cash. I'm out of here. So and then you want to make sure that aftercare is there.
Yeah.
So with our company, we won't.
That'll show in the reviews, though. If you've got people who are just chucking installations in and you never hear off them again, like you'll see that in the reviews.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Anything else?
No, that's probably about it, I suppose, isn't it?
So you want to make sure they've got a plan. They talk to you about the warranties. Make sure you're fully in the know with the products that they're installing, what warranties they're going to be, what make manufacturer, what make the models are, and what manufacturer they're going to be putting in.
Yeah, and you should get this all in the handover paperwork. This should be a big folder that you've got. You make your panels, you make your battery, what the warranties are, your warranty certificates.
Yeah,
all that with that. That's post installation, obviously. So
but before the installation, when they're choosing the company, like they should be asking these questions to get as much information.
Yeah.
So then they can make an informed decision of the best company to go with.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then obviously aftercare stuff that'll come in. That's when your parks, your handover parks and everything like that. You get your certificates to be able to go on the new tariffs
to be able to
and stuff like that. Of course. Tariff wise, from your experience, obviously we talked a little bit about Octopus. How can customers choose? Well, obviously on the survey side of it, first of all, you recommend a tariff to go on.
Yep.
But obviously that decision is still left up to the customer further down the road. But how should they be choosing what tariffs that they want to go on when they've got their certificates?
So your surveyor should be helping you with this process as well, like be able to advise on what the best rate is on the market at the moment, what the best force charging rate, all that. If they're in the industry and they know what they're doing, then they'll know these tariffs as well.
Yeah, 100%.
So not that we can actually sit there and physically change a tariff for you,
because it's got to be them.
But that's it, because it's data privacy and all the rest of it. So it's whatever they call it, but it's making sure that we can hold your hand through that process, and and it's just having that after support and that support throughout the process. You want to make sure that that what the cable run, for example, coming from your battery to the inverter down to your incoming meter, like where's that cable even coming? Where's it going? So things to all
that's
keep
the
in
plan,
mind. Exactly
so the plan that you're putting together on the survey that gets passed over to the installers, that you've got to make sure it's suitable for you when you're home. Like I said, bespoke surveys from the surveyor and from the company for your installation. Like that's another massive one when choosing the right company. Well, thanks very much, mate, for joining me on the podcast.
Thanks for having me, Ash. Brilliant, mate.
Honestly,
look forward to working
it's
with you in the
great.
future.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. Thanks for everything, and I'm sure everyone's very appreciative of it. So.